There's no way. The only thing I can do now is disassemble everything. I think I'm honestly so done. I'm in this stage. I still don't have my framing inspection. Everything needs to be framed. Check. Electrical needs to be done and approved. Check. The roof must be completely done. Plumbing needs to be done. And I need to finish off my ERV system. This is Simple Living with Biata. I've been building my dream home and homestead from scratch with very little experience. I have learned so much on this journey, from learning most of the trades from scratch and feeling just an incredible sense of accomplishment that this home is something I poured my heart and soul into. I had to wait until electrical was done in order to do this because in my utility room, I have wires behind where my ERV unit is going to go. This needed to be open for electrical inspection. So this wall needs to be fully closed up. My inspector has been here a few times for like surprise visits, so I think he's seen enough to know that the studs are fine, the framing's fine. I'm gonna throw up insulation. I have to acoustiseal, vapor barrier, and then the plywood. Okay, time to clean. So I last minute remembered that I have an anchor in here that I need to hammer in. So if I don't put this anchor here, then I won't have an anchor for like, a good 3-4 feet over here. This is a door with studs, no anchor here. And then the next one is the next available stud bay opening. Maddie left his hammer here and I thought I'd give it a go. Thanks, Maddie. Wow, I can see why people in the comments are like, get this girl a real hammer. Yeah, okay, I want one. Time to let this dry and insulate everything else. Oh, I gotta find all the right pieces of insulation for the right spot. What's great about the acoustic seal is that it literally never dries. So I've had this sitting, waiting, and I'm still able to use it. This stuff smells. This like reeks chemically. The anchor still isn't dry in this spot, so I think what I'm gonna do is put my vapor barrier up to a certain point, staple it, put the first sheet of plywood up, and put the sheet up horizontally. That way I can continue moving on. Now, the cool thing about these vapor boxes for the plugs is you just cut out the vapor barrier and tape the vapor barrier to the box. And then it's completely sealed from the exterior. Gonna be too tight. Always cut a little extra off. I don't know what I was thinking. I do not like working in such small spaces. Take 2. Geez, this is gonna be tricky. Okay, what can I do to make this easier though? Maybe blocking. That. I did it. That was tricky. Blocking was the best solution. 16 inches on center. Okay. You can't get the screws in. What is happening? Truly. That's not gonna do Oh, that makes more sense. Oh, that wouldn't have worked the way I was doing it. Oh, I can't see. Oh, okay, just gonna move the ladder. Okay. This is tricky. You're supposed to put the screws in first. Gosh, I need to get better at reading instructions. Oh, why don't I just screw it in where it is? Oh, I didn't think of this. There we go. I put it up a bit too high. This took me like 3/4 of a day to get all done and figure out, and that's okay. We're learning. But that being said, I need another portion of the day to just figure out what I'm doing next. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is a beautiful day outside. The plants are starting to get bigger. I'm so excited to harvest food while living here. I got to have my first cherry from our cherry tree this morning. I wasn't expecting that. I'm so stoked. This weekend, I went over my user manuals for the ERV unit and for the inline duct heater. But I mean, like, the instructions really don't show you how to wire anything. So I am gonna have to connect with a few people today on how to wire it, because the instructions are terrible for that. It really just tells you to like how to turn it on in the different settings. But I'm gonna start with the inline duct heater. These are required in my area. Kind of sucks. They run off electricity, but they basically just make sure that the air that you're bringing in when it's -30 outside isn't going to be -30 in your house. So it warms it up a little. There's like a sensor, so it only turns on if it needs to turn on. So this is the mechanics of it. The airflow is going this way. I need the airflow to go this way. So I have to just swap out a little sensor that's on this side. That's the sensor. And I need the sensor to go on the other side. And of course it doesn't give you like directions on how to take it out without ruining it. I got it though. So this guy goes to the other side, the other side, the other side. Other side of me. Oh, okay. Switched. That was easy. So it only requires a 1/2 inch clearance from the top, that's wild. The other thing is the only hole that's available to bring a wire through is on this side. My wire's on this side. Should have thought of that. So what I think I'm gonna do is just drill a hole on this side. That way everything's just nice and neat. This is the exact size I need. The only thing is, I don't know if it's for metal. The ones for wood are red. So I'm thinking it's for metal. I don't think it's for metal. What have I done? Why do I do this to myself? Yay! I'm so sorry, drill bit. Shoot. You have to like come around the front here with the exhaust. That's super annoying. Oh my gosh. I just need to get one screw in. Stay. Stay. I always hate it how in the last second it like pulls it at a level. I think we're level enough. It's just a maintenance room. Yeah, it's out by a 1/16, whatever. Here comes the fun part. Wow. Well, I can tell you this much, it would have been a lot easier to do this in the attic, but it's just not as good quality. So I am happy with what I went with, but for the actual unit, you don't want the metal on the ERV unit, supposedly. I mean, I'm not a technician, but apparently sometimes it rattles and the metal on metal can be noisy. So this flex venting is your best bet for at the actual unit. And it's probably just easier to get it outside with this. If it ever needs to be maintenance, like there's smaller runs of it. So this is where you require a ton of tin tape to get it all secured. First to the plastic part to the metal and then outside foil. I hate using gloves and tape, but there's insulation everywhere. This kind of sucks. Like, everything is kind of squished up there. I don't know how else you can go about it. Everything gets in each other's way. There's literally no room. There's no way to make this make sense. That needs to go that way. Number 2 is the fresh air intake to the building, which is this guy back here. That's the exhaust air that needs to go outside. So that needs to go up somehow. There doesn't seem to be like a graceful way to make this work. Still airflow, it's just tight. All right, I have to get outside. I have to cut holes through the OSB I have out there. And I'm venting all of this through the soffit. That was such a big pain in the butt. I'm glad it's done. I hope it works. Everything's got like good flow, nothing's kinked. There's no like dips or anything where moisture is gonna collect. This guy doesn't require clearance on the front, which is good. I'm gonna wire this unit now. So basically it has this like 12 volt LED, OVR, and ground. So whatever color I put on 12 volt, it needs to be the same on the unit. This is kind of cool too, because if you're doing like your laundry for an hour, you can flick this on for an hour. If you only take like a 20-minute shower, you just flick it on for 20 or like 40 minutes. I like that it has options. Time to get this guy wired up. This side is complete. We're gonna go out and chuck these beans and try to get some ground cover on all the barren areas out there. And if the deer come and eat them, that's okay, because when they bite them, it releases nitrogen in the soil. So this was a hack online to just chuck them everywhere. And it's a good way to distract the deer from your actual garden. And if you get some beans out of it, that's great. But these bags of beans were pretty cheap. So I'm looking forward to this hack. I'll keep you updated to see if it works. Good morning. So this is the exhaust and that's the fresh air intake. Now, the only thing is, I'm gonna make sure it's not pointing towards this other roof. This is not enough feet apart, unfortunately. I was gonna try to tuck this under the truss here. That way it like, I don't know, goes underneath, kind of tucks in and then sucks in the air, because the outrigger on this side is in the way. Having to do this and then bringing it down is gonna kind of like kink the airflow, I guess. I truly think my best bet is to just bring it in underneath this outrigger here. It'll be a little tight, but it'll still fit. Also, hello deer. It's been a while since I've shown you guys a deer. Hello. It sucks because I completely wrecked this vent. I mean, it's still cheaper to DIY, but sometimes you make these difficult situations for yourself. Other vents should be 6 feet apart now. All right, the inlet and outlet are exactly 6 feet apart. That'll do. Next, I'm gonna put a board across so that the soffit has something to screw into, and so that I can kind of make blocking for the vents. What was I doing? What the f? I drew my line to the bottom of the level instead of the top and screwed myself over. Oh, it's too early. Mama bird does not like that I'm working outside. Her babies seem unbothered though. They just sleep all the time. Of course, my phone ran out of storage when I was filming that. But one down, one to go. It's done. One more piece of the puzzle complete, and I'm so happy because it's so hot outside. Man, the breeze inside the house is actually nicer than working behind this building right now. On to the thing that I have not wanted to do. And I have gone back and forth on what I want to do for a while now. I have to insulate the ducting in my attic. In hindsight, it probably would have been better to do this before I put the pipes up. And now I'm paying the price because I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I feel like this side of the house where there's just straight chutes is going to be a lot easier than the other side of the house where it was just so complicated getting the routes for all the vents. The reason why I decided not to go with spray foam is I've been told by a few people that spray foam doesn't stick as well onto this ducting. It works better on like the old galvanized ducting. So I don't know. It is a lot more expensive. The thing I didn't realize about this insulation is that you have to wrap the duct like continuously. It's not just like you wrap it once, bring the edges together and tape the edges. You have to like wrap it a bunch of times because it's not enough R value. So this is where I fully messed up. Like I would have done the insulation on the ground with the pipe and then put the pipe up. We'll see what we can do. So because slightly warm air is going into your ductwork into the attic, you need a vapor barrier. And so basically you tape the vapor barrier to this side, wrap the duct in it, and then when you tape the edges with tin tape, it seals it all in. The first way I'm going to attempt this is to bring it up with me, kind of tape it to start, try to wrap it around the pipe up there, And if that doesn't work, the second way I'm gonna try it is to kind of wrap it up first and then like fish it down the ductwork. And then the third way is to disassemble everything. So I really don't wanna do that. How am I supposed to do this? I just don't know how this is possible. So then what, do you just roll it? Maybe if I work in smaller sections, this could be possible. Okay, wrapping it like that is not gonna work. This is not going to be easy. This is my next course of action, to use a duct as like a template. I don't know. I'm really contemplating just going and getting a spray foam kit and trying to spray foam this. You can barely pull the duct out. Like, how am I supposed to get this over a new duct? There's no way. Oh my. This just flew off and hit me in the head. Like, it doesn't even hurt that much. I think I'm honestly so done. I was looking back in my emails and I was told all of the ducting, you wanted to see all the ducting before it's insulated. And so I put it all up. But then I called him after it was all put up and he said it needs to be insulated. And so I just got like told the wrong thing, and it would have been so much easier to install all of this ducting with the insulation already on it. Why did this fly off? I'm gonna try half of this. I think just wrapping it once and taping it will be fine. This bat here is R5.5 and the ducting requires R12 to be around it, which is a lot. But the thing is I've placed this ducting so that it's going to be buried under the blow-in insulation. We need, I think it's R50 or R60 in our attic, and that's about 15 to 20 inches of blow-in insulation. And the ducting is only about 8 inches above like the ceiling drywall. So there's still gonna be like 10 inches of insulation on top of the ducting. First piece done. I hurt myself again on this giant staple. I'm pretty sure my skin is on that staple. It's honestly just like so hot right now. It's pretty much the end of my work day. My daughter's gonna be home soon. I need to like diffuse at this point because I'm just like really frustrated with how this day went and how I got hit in the head with a stupid screen. Sometimes this is so exhausting. Other days it's really empowering. Today is one of those days where it feels a little bit less than empowering. I will see you tomorrow. Yesterday just was not my day, and that's okay. Today's a new day, and I'm just going to try my best, put my best foot forward, and be patient with myself. There's no point in beating yourself up when things go wrong, and that's definitely what I was doing yesterday. Also, I got injured. Things kept compounding. I think the best solution to get these insulated is to cut everything in half and tape it up with the vapor barrier. Taking a lot of tape to do this, honestly. I'm needing to do like 2 strips of tape to seal up the seams. We've had such a bad heat wave this week. It's so beautiful.
I've been at this for a while and I'm realizing this 2-inch tape is taking so much effort. I'm having to double lap each seam. So I got 3-inch tape and I'm really hoping this is gonna help speed up the process so I don't have to double layer each seam.
I have to say, this 3-inch tape is a game changer.
And what's also gonna make this go by so much more quickly is my husband is helping me today. It's the weekend, our daughter is at my mom and Craig's, and we're child free.
Good morning. Oh, I just had such a good workout. I'm feeling so much better now that I'm getting my body moving. I swear to you guys, just doing the trades is not enough for your body. I really thought for the longest time, oh my gosh, I'm doing all this manual labor. I won't need to work out as often. And it just messed up my entire body. Having to go to the chiropractor all the time and getting this movement back in. It's been so great. I'm still going to the chiropractor for maintenance, but I'm not having to go and create emergency appointments and go weekly. So I'm feeling good. It's time to finish off the venting. I have 2 spots that I did not insulate because I just don't know what to do with them. There is a lot going on right here. Fire alarm, vent, and the light will be like here. It doesn't look good. And it's the same issue over here. My solution is to have the vent here because the fire alarm can't be here because the smoke will bypass it. And then the fire alarm to be where the vent is. The vents are officially in the correct positions. Time to insulate. The other thing I need to do is completely secure it to some sort of locking. I know in the States they have these metal brackets. I could not find them anywhere. I called a couple of different HVAC companies and wholesalers and they were like, yeah, we don't sell those here, just screw it into some locking. So that's what I have to do. That way, when you go to shove this thing up, this is able to push into the vent.
And just like that, another week has flown by. I've learned a lot this week. Mainly, insulate your ducting before it goes up into the attic. Sometimes you're gonna get told to do something and you have to do the complete opposite, and it sucks having to fix those mistakes. But we've made it. I'm about 99% done my HVAC. There's always that 1%. I will see you next week.